and welcome to the first episode of Girl, Let Me Tell You How Great You Are.
Go.
This is Rachel Fox, and I am here with my girl, Kara Kirsch.
Hello, Rachel.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm well.
Good. I'm excited to be here with you today.
And I'm excited to be here with you, too. No lie.
So this is kind of a important and fun journey that we're going to be on together.
Yes, this is an intentional journey, and we told people in our episode 0 how we got to this point. So we're not going to go back there, but let's talk about today something that's very near and dear to both of our hearts: relationships, specifically relationships with other women.
Okay. Well, let's start with our 5. So you and I have talked about the people that are closest to you and the value they bring to your life. Talk about the importance of them.
Yeah, there's this notion that says you are like the top 5 people that you hang around. Now, for me, I have 7 children that I'm around all the time. So if that's any indication of how I am in real life, I'm in trouble, girl. But I think that notion speaks to your professional relationships, your relationships with other adults. Mm-hmm. That's who you are like. So if you do a self-evaluation, who are the people in your neighborhood?
Right.
Who are the people that you're hanging around? And how are they impacting your moves on a day-to-day basis?
Right. So who are your 5?
Well,
or how do they impact you, I should ask?
Let's say I'll qualify who these individuals are, because I don't want to call them out.
Yeah,
because then if you start naming names, somebody's going to get offended, and then you're going to
I wasn't in your 5, and I thought I was.
Exactly. We have to patty cake people's feelings when you start naming names. But I will tell you the categories that I have for my top 5.
I like it.
So for me, I have a person that is in front of me, and that represents to me, and this is copyrighted, so if you take this and put this in a blog or a journal, I'm coming for you, okay? I am coming for you. Don't take from me, because I worked hard for this. The person that's in front of me represents like a mentor, somebody that's been where I'm trying to go. Mm-hmm. And then I have 2 people on my side who represent people like you. Like who I'm running in tandem with. I'm not competing against you, but we build each other up. We are going in the same direction. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then I have 2 people in back of me who are cheering me on, come what may, good, bad, ugly. They got my back no matter what. Mm-hmm. They'll cut somebody for me. Come on.
Yeah. Right.
They're
the scrappy ones.
Come on now.
Right.
I got your back.
Yes.
I got your back. Yes. Don't you worry about it. And I have to have 2 of those in back of me, 2 ladies on my side who are running with me, and a mentor in front of me. So that represents my top 5. And I have to honestly say, I know who's got my back. Mm-hmm. I have at least one person on my side. Mm-hmm. And I do feel like I have a mentor in front of me. And I think I have at least one open slot in my top 5.
Well, that's good. It's causing me to think about my top 5. And like you, I have people behind me for sure. Mm-hmm. People who want me to succeed, who are not threatened by my greatness.
Ooh, that's good.
I have people who are beside me who also want me to succeed, but are succeeding with me. So like you and some of my colleagues. And then when I look in front of me, that's an interesting one for us to talk about a little bit, because part of me is chasing the person I want to be.
That is so good.
And what does she represent? What is her purpose? How does she show up? But I look at other women who have blazed the trail ahead of me, and I'm thankful for them. And so having someone in front of me is something I could use more of, because right now I feel like I'm a trailblazer.
Yeah.
I'm blazing the trail for women in my industry through the work that I do. And then I also have a nonprofit like you, Ignite Women in Insurance. And So trailblazing is part of that.
And let's talk a little bit about trailblazing, because it sounds good. It's a sexy title.
Right.
But it is hard work. And then also, when you talk about blazing the trail, if you think about it in literal sense, that's the person that's out in front that has to plow through the dirt that makes the road easier for those who are
Right.
coming
The
behind.
sun is on their back.
Come on.
They're sweating. They're sunburned. They're wearing shoes that are, worn in and have holes.
And
They have
oftentimes-
scratches on them from the weeds that they're cutting through and the trees, and they're bruised.
And oftentimes they don't get the credit for the greatness that's coming behind them.
Right.
The other ones get to reap the
Totally.
benefits of the trail that you blazed.
Right.
And so how do you deal with that when somebody else steps into the glory that you have allowed for them to have because they came after you? How would you handle that, or how do you handle that as a trailblazer?
That is a very good question. One of the things I feel is really important for me to do, and I'll use my industry specifically. So I work in the insurance industry, but I don't sell insurance. I help employers build their employee benefit plans. In our industry, we have a lot of women who do the work after people bring on a new client. Well, I bring on new clients and I consult those clients. So there's not a lot of women that are in the role of business development, sales. So for me, I trailblaze by helping women understand that that is a role that they can do, that they can do it while managing a family, that they can do it while being in a relationship, that they can do it while exploring other things. It is a really hard job, but it is a job that women can do. And so for me, when I blaze the trail, when I look back, it looks like more women raising their hands saying, I want to be in sales. I want to be in business development. I'm not afraid of the things that come along with that. And in my industry, it's very male dominated. So when you're sitting at the table with other salespeople, traditionally producers, you're sitting by yourself. And so for me, I go forward and I look back and think, okay, who's behind me now that wants to do the work that I do? So that is trailblazing to me. The second part of that I'll offer is, as a mother, I am a single mother, have been so since my youngest was a little boy, 3 years old. And I had a big career and a lot of family obligations and did it pretty much by myself. And the trailblazing that goes with that is that women can have careers, women can have other purposes besides being a parent, and can still be a parent. Now, don't mistake, you cannot have it all and it's not perfect. It's dirty, messy, and there is fallout. But it goes to the point of you can have your own desires and still contribute as a parent and be a good mother.
That's right.
And for other women to look at women who do that and make assumptions about, well, her career is more important to her and she's not as involved with her children as she needs to be careful throwing stones from your glass house.
That's a message. That's a message.
And that's something that I really want to trailblaze too, to make it okay. Because it's okay if women stay home. I commend you. That is a hard job in and of itself. I would lose my ever-loving mind.
That's why I don't have a mind, ladies and gentlemen.
And so I commend any choice you make. And because I commend any choice you make, do not shame the choice I make.
Ooh, come on. Listen to that. And I was just, while you were talking about that, when we talk about trailblazing, the beauty and the reward in blazing the trail is to see your fingerprint in the women that are coming behind you. The glory that you may seek is the reward in seeing your legacy live on after you. you can say, I opened the door for that woman. And that is the beauty of it. Sometimes you don't need the recognition, and the reward is knowing that you've done a job well done. Everybody is not meant to blaze trails, but those of us who have that assignment, we know that our reward is not having the article, having the award. The reward is making sure that you've built a firm foundation for the women who are coming behind you. And I might add, for those women who are at home with their children, there is no greater joy or task harder than raising human beings. We are a product of the people who raised us, who built us.
So pause. Yeah. Did they give you that guidebook on parenting when you became a parent so that you would do it exactly right?
Child, let us have a bonfire and burn all the parenting books. Let me tell you, there is no guidebook that can tell you specifically how to parent your unique human beings.
And has your child ever said to you, "I'm going to do it better than you"? Mm-hmm. So let's make sure we talk about that at some point, because I'm pretty sure I said it to my parents. I'm pretty sure my kids have said it to me, and there's no guidebook. There's approximately 1,777,000 books on parenting, and not one of them is exactly right for whatever parenting journey you're going through. So to all the mamas that are at home, God bless you.
God bless you, and throw away the Pinterest parents, the ones who take the picture
and
after
the elf on the shelf.
Come on now.
I can't with that thing.
Put it down. Lay down your preconceived notions. If you're pregnant, if you're thinking about starting a family, whatever journey you are on, don't measure yourself by somebody else's parenting standards. I could talk about this all day.
Me too.
You can see I'm passionate about it, because you can be a parent and also a businesswoman. You can be this or you can be this alone.
Yes.
Nobody is going to tell you how to live your life, do your journey, but we can come alongside you and tell you what we've experienced. It's not going to work that way for everyone. You don't parent your kids the way I do, honey.
And one of the things that I get a lot of joy from now, because I didn't get it as a young mother, so when my children were little, is when I meet a young mother. I'll use this morning as an example. So Rachel and I rode here together so that we could have coffee and kind of get our mojo ready. Mm-hmm. Do you feel like that worked?
That works so well.
So we're probably going to have to do that more often. So as we leave her house, her little person, he's how old?
He's 14 months.
He's at the window, and he is not happy.
Nope.
He is not happy because his mama is leaving, and he's crying. And I got to tell you, I mean, it was hard for me to see. I had my own trauma came back from when I left my own kids when they cried. And so now, as a woman who's an empty nester, I look back on women who are raising young children, and I think about what I can do to make them be okay with having other things.
Mm-hmm. It was
because
hard.
Every phase of motherhood is a journey. Mm-hmm. So, and every mother is good at certain parts of motherhood.
Come on.
So I was a really good little kid mother. I was a terrible teenage mother. You know why? Because they talk back.
And let's just pause right now and just say this. Teenagers kind of stink.
Yeah, they're not.
They're not nice.
No.
They're not nice.
Yes. So I think every mother has, but my sister-in-law is a very good teenage mother. Mm-hmm. I mean, she's great at it. My cousin, great teenage mother. And so how can I reach back the same way that I do professionally and support women in the journey that they're in right now? And sometimes in my work, that means carrying their water a little because no one carried mine.
Come on.
So I use an example. I've got a friend who's in a parenting season that required a lot of time with her child recently. And in talking through it with her, she said, well, I don't want to miss anything. I don't want to miss any work things. I don't want to miss any client meetings. And I had to remind her gently that we're doing insurance. Mm-hmm. No one's carrying a liver in their purse. And secondly, I will carry your water so you don't have to miss that season. Now, that meant more potentially for me, maybe. But if I can help that person, that's my fingerprint too. Mm-hmm. Because we don't do that enough as women. We judge and make assumptions about whatever choice the person makes, instead of saying, I support you in that season and let me carry your water so that load is less.
Let me carry your water. And what a moment of humility, what a moment of coming together and building relationship by saying, let me carry that for you. What can I do for you? It might be a moment where I need to stop and say, Kara, you look beautiful today. Girl, hold your head up. Girl, your smile can light up any room. And I'm not talking about myself.
Right.
I'm talking about you. I'm talking about how great you are. I'm talking about how beautiful you are. And those seeds that I'm planting in you, you'll be able to spread to someone else, and they can spread it to someone else.
Yeah.
Just as infectious as a negative attitude, we can turn that around and build a community of women who empower and lift one another up. That's what this is all about.
Agreed.
That's what this movement is all about. Trailblazing, being a mom, being a wife, being a businesswoman, being the best human being that you can be in your season. So this is what it's all about. Who are you blazing the trail for? Who's coming after you? Whose water are you holding?
If you're not holding any, find some to hold.
That's right. So
that's your call to action.
Boom.
So remember, we talked about calls to action in our introductory episode. And today, learning more about Rachel, me sharing a little bit more about ourselves, you're going to continue as you listen to learn about our stories of greatness and failure and struggle. But your call to action today is, if you're not helping someone carry their water, and when I say helping someone, I mean a woman that you know, if you're not helping to carry her water, find someone to carry the water for.
That's right.
Whether it's, there are so many ways. And this is actually an area that I'm really good at, is finding ways to bring value to people's lives. It's something I get a lot of joy from. And people will come to me and say, hey, Kara, I'm having a hard time connecting with this person. What do you think I should do? And I always say, well, what's important to that person? What is that person like? Because it'd be kind of like, let's say that you and I had never met, but I wanted to get to know you and I didn't know you were a vegetarian and I sent Omaha steaks to your house. You'd be like, who the hell is this person? And they don't know anything about me. But from just looking at someone's profiles on social media, you can figure out pretty quickly what they're about, at least high level.
That's right.
And then you can do things that are genuinely supportive of what that person is going through.
Yep. That takes you out of the equation and places them at the fore.
You got it.
So here are our action items for you guys before we let you go. Find your top 5.
Yes.
Who is that person in front of you? Who are the women on the side of you? And who is in back of you? Find those people. If you don't have them, find them. Cultivate relationships. Get to know who it is that you want to have around you. And it's okay to prune.
Yes.
It's okay to replace.
I call that having boundaries.
Oh, yes. We can
But
talk
I
about
like
that
prune
in the
better.
next
But
one.
prune feels like they're going to drop to the ground and
that relationship might need to drop to the ground.
okay.
And it may need to
Okay.
sprout up somewhere else.
You got it.
Every
You got it.
relationship is not for you.
You got it.
Find your top 5. Reach out to another woman and see how you can carry their water. And also take self-inventory and see what trails you might be blazing in your life.
Yeah.
That's what we leave you with today.
That is what we leave you with. This is also what we leave you with. Follow us on social. You'll find Girl, Let Me Tell You How Great You Are on all the platforms, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. And don't forget to click on the subscribe button on the podcast source that you use to listen to us so that you don't miss any of our episodes. We are going to be launching a monthly episode on the 3rd Wednesday of every month.
That's right.
Our next episode is going to include, hopefully, a very key male community figure. And my hope is that he will share what he does to be inclusive. And what he's doing in our community to make change relative to bringing women along.
Oh, I love that. I'm excited about that. He's going to
Next
be in the hot
time,
seat.
ooh, I can't wait. He's a longtime friend, and I really hope he says yes to our guest request. But I'm pretty sure he's going to. So thank you all for listening today.
Thank you for listening.
And
girl, you're great. Let us tell you how great you are. Bye, girl.
Bye, girl.